Happy New Year, everybody! Welcome back to City Sowers. Today is January 2nd, and 2020 is over. Yay! So, I know it's been a little while since we've really done any filming and stuff because holidays are crazy, and we were crazy busy, and all the things that go with being crazy busy, so we didn't have time to put out, or film, really, and put out content for you. So, we're going to kind of do some updates on everything that's been going on, and I'm going to start with an update over here with my husband, the man, the big cheese, the head honcho. He's been working on a project today for me, yay, because he does that. He's my project guy, but he's over here. Hey, you.
Hi.
What you working on?
I am in a shaded little outdoor retreat area I've developed. No, not really. Okay, so check it out. These are a couple projects, and we have another video on how to build rabbit hutches that are all covered in stuff.
Wait, rabbit hutches?
Did I let the cat out of the bag, or the rabbit out of the hutch? Yes, I did. Check it out. Got bunnies.
Hey, look
We
at
are
that.
officially starting the breeding of standard Rex rabbits. So these are Arthur and Guinevere. They're very soft. Like Amanda wears soft sweaters sometimes, and these they are so stinking soft.
We do have a male and female that are being housed together because they're still very young. They're not sexually mature yet. And when we went to get Arthur from the breeder, she unexpectedly had an unrelated female in a second litter. So we ended up picking her up too. And she said that they could be housed together temporarily while we get a second hutch ready to go. Which is what David's been working on today, getting the stand ready.
Arthur's the one in the back. He is a broken caster. And this one over here is Guinevere. She's a full cast. Thank you, Arthur. Way to jump on in there.
Because this is my moment.
Yes, I want to be on YouTube. Anyway, so what we did here, I'll take that down. You don't need to see all the fun stuff.
The failed experiments.
The failed experiments. Everything in this, we have kind of seen ideas and decided we can do that. We can build this. And so we did. So made the PVC frames, made the cages out of the wiring here. And like I said, we'll put the whole video up shortly to show you how to build these cages. But it was a full learning experience all the way to the point where I put it together wrong and had to disassemble it and put it together right. Doors, it's such a learning experience for me. Really digging it. Built a little hutch, which isn't apparently necessary, but they like it.
The hidey hole is important for their mental health because they really, they appreciate having a hidey spot, especially like when the garbage truck comes by right behind the fence. And
yeah. Anyhow, so they're happy together right now, but pretty soon, if we have them, in the same pen, they'll be breeding like rabbits. So we have to separate them out. So what I did is I have this one built for the male, Arthur. And then I have this one, which will house two females right here. Obviously, they're much larger. It's deeper than that, and we put them together. I mean, females are not friendly to each other, as you might think. Usually, everyone thinks males are the aggressive ones, but actually, the females are the ones you can't keep together. The males are just like, ooh, a girlfriend, I could do that, and so we're going to keep them all separate unless they're actively breeding. And that will also, when there's attention that we want to give to them, they'll be able to see us as their socialization rather than just pair up and be a little more skittish towards humans. Because we do intend to hold them and love them and call them fluffy and all that good stuff. So yeah, we've not yet gone and picked up our third, the second female. That is February, yeah, months out still. But they are a whole lot of fun. We've gone through the socialization process. That's something Amanda's going to have to fill you in on. But really, it's a slow process, so you don't get them to resent being held, but you actually do get to, get them used to you and ease into it, so they look forward to being held. Anyhow, this is a double. It's weatherproofed. It should be good. We've had a little bit of rain, and that one held up very nicely. We were thrilled with it.
Yep, they've stayed totally dry in there. These walls are actually like designed to be temporary because we have sweltering, awful 100-degree summers here, which is way too hot for bunnies.
Yeah.
So the plan is that the roof will stay up for shade, but the walls will come down to allow air circulation, and we'll be doing like frozen 2-liter bottles. And we've found some ideas for like a foam cooler air conditioning unit
Yeah, a
for
little
them.
dry ice air conditioning, and we'll be sharing our projects and success with that.
Hopefully
coming
that
up,
works.
hopefully. Or don't waste your time and money type success. Learning success.
Learning success.
Yeah, anyway, so this is my project. I'll let you get back to your stuff, and I'm going to do my cleaning up of toys now.
So today has actually been a very bittersweet day for our family because we, this morning, lost our 10-year-old chicken named Chuckles. She was our pet chicken. She hadn't laid eggs in years. She was a little bantam chicken, but we used to call her the bomb-proof chicken because the kids loved her. They picked her up. She was very sweet, very mellow, and I mean, they could do anything with her. They played with her. They went down slides with her. Like, she was just a very, very sweet chicken. And unfortunately, she passed away this morning. She was not sick or suffering in any way that I could tell. But I did notice that she was slowing down over the past few days, so I wasn't super surprised that it happened. But it's a big blow, especially to the kids, because she has been a staple in their lives their entire childhood at this point. Caleb is 6, Nathan is about to turn 10, and we got her when he was a baby. So it was a hard morning today.
It was a rough way to wake up. But I will say, for those of you who saw our chicken processing videos, we've done I'll say a good job of instilling the love for the animals in our lives with the kids. So yeah, there's moments when there are some animals that are designed for food, and the kids learn that process, and you know, it was just how life is. That's the role those chickens played. And then they had the experience of having Chuckles, which is that chicken that is different. They're the pet, the lover, the one that would beat up the other chickens because she wanted to be picked up.
Yes.
She's a really special chicken.
Yeah, if you picked up another chicken and then put it down anywhere near her, she would go hit that chicken.
Like, jerk.
It was really funny.
You took my attention away. Anyway, so yeah, I was, normally being the tough guy who does the processing and the killing of the animals.
The occasional euthanasia when it was needed with chickens.
Yeah, it's just different. I was sitting there crying with the kids, just sad.
Yeah, it's 10 years. A 10-year-old chicken. And some people may think it's a chicken.
Well, it is a chicken, but...
It is a chicken, but it is a pet. And
as much as a chicken could be a member of the family, Chuckles was.
Yes, she was the only chicken that really stayed with us from our original flock. So this was an eventful day for us. But
Nathan came out this morning when we were having our little burial ceremony, and he picked up Jade, one of the black chickens, and he's holding her, and she's like struggling to get away. And we were laughing because Chuckles, she would just jump right into your arms and sit there for an hour. As long as you wanted to hold her, she would do it.
She was very sweet. Caleb said that she was the best chicken he ever had, and that he will always remember her. And I think that's pretty much our sentiment, that we'll always remember Chuckles, and she was the best chicken we ever had.
Yeah.
She didn't lay the biggest eggs. She was a bantam.
I mean, you
she was
cooked
little.
a few really good chickens. And they didn't last 10 years, though.
No, not so much. So, update on our goatee girls. They're currently locked up because David was working on a project. He's cleaning up the project now, and then they'll be let back out. But they're in the pen right now, which I'm sorry to say is in a little bit of disarray. I have been trying to get it cleaned out, but it was all really waterlogged and green bin issues and all that. So, they actually haven't been spending hardly any time in here, so I haven't been super motivated to get it done. Because in the winter, they don't want to be out here. It doesn't matter if it's warm and fluffy and dry. They don't want to be over here. They want to be on my patio over there making a big mess. So I haven't been super driven to get it up to snuff, but I digress. The goats. Miss Betsy, we confirmed through a blood test, is pregnant, and she will be due on March 7th, which is my birthday. Jane has been our headache goat this year. So Jane, we wanted to go with a different buck this year that my breeder has. She has he's still a Nigerian, but he's her herd sire. He's got the better genetics, and she thought that he would be a good match for Jane because Jane can handle slightly bigger kids. Betsy had a little bit of a struggle with even her small kids last year, which was her first time, but to err on the side of caution, we bred her to the same buck that makes small kids. Don't eat my hair. But Jane, we tried with this new buck, and she wouldn't get pregnant, which has not been a problem in the past. Usually she is one and done. She's really easy to breed, but she just couldn't get pregnant. We tried 3 times with this buck, and it just wasn't working. And the breeder said that, you know what, it may just be that he's too old because he's a 12-year-old buck, and none of the does he tried to breed this year got pregnant. So, in a last-ditch effort before it got to be too late to breed her, because wild Nigerians, stop eating my sweater. While Nigerians can breed year-round, the summers here are just so hot that we don't want to put them through the stress of being pregnant and having babies in the summer, because heat can kill baby goats just as easily as the cold can. So, what are you doing? Hi. Anyway, so last ditch effort to get her bred so that we would have milk from her. We went ahead and just put her with the same buck as last year, and we're still waiting to see if she comes back into heat. I think I've still got like another week of waiting, and it's killing me. I'm not going to bother getting a blood test on Jane because she is super easy to tell if she's in heat. So Betsy is, I feel like we got lucky on actually catching her in the window, which wouldn't be an issue if. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hi. You silly goat. Just hanging out? Poking out? Hi. You're a dork. Silly goat. Anyway, Miss Betsy is a lot more subtle in her heat signs, so like you have to be really lucky to catch her in the window, which it would be a lot easier if we were able to house a buck here, but we're not, so we have to wait until they're in heat and take them to the buck. But Jane has been very obvious with her heat signs. I mean, she's blubbering, she's screaming for a mate, like she's very obvious. So I'm not really concerned about getting a blood test for her because I will know whether or not she goes into heat. Betsy, it's a gamble. So we did get a blood test to confirm that she was pregnant, and she is. So yay, no more guessing. Oh good, David's done cleaning up his tools so we can let the girls out. Alright. Be free. Go eat your tree. Now, our family does not use real Christmas trees because poor David is allergic to them.
Poor David.
But
everyone else's success.
I poach them though from friends and neighbors.
There's literally one in our alley outside the gate, and she was like eyeballing it this morning, and the neighbor's like, "You can have that Christmas tree if you want." Oh, it's like Christmas.
Well, and it's a different variety of tree from this one, so it, you know, really allows some variation for their palate. Gourmet trees. But no, they've been working on it, so they've been chewing on it, loving on it. Good times. And Miss Betsy is starting to look a little rounder. She's starting to look pregnant. Because it's January 2nd now, and she's due in 2 months. So exciting. We've been drying her up over the past week. Nope, don't eat that. You.
She just eat my Home Depot receipt?
I think she just ate a receipt.
Mmm, delicious. Is that good?
When I say things are clean. Betsy. Look at you doing more things for me.
Yeah, you know, the honeydew
Yay.
list. Hey, we put this here because the goats just tend to scatter hay in the walkways, and we figure at least this way, it's, you know, out of the rain, it's not getting ruined. We'll probably mount the mineral feeder right here next to it, just so that's also not getting rained on. Right now, you can see over here.
So, yeah, during the winter, when they refuse to be in their pen, the hay has been hanging on this gate, which is fine, except that they drop all the sticks from the alfalfa hay into this gateway, and it blocks the gate, and it gets all gummed up, and it's gross. And the covering for the patio doesn't actually quite cover this. So when it rains, I have to bring it over and hang it on the doorknob, which is really a pain in the rear end. So now
a $2 hook makes life so much easier.
Yeah, it's crazy. But now it's in a nice spot. When we had the babies this last summer, we had 2 feeders. We had one on the patio and one in the goat pen. So I'm sure that's what we're going to end up doing again, since we'll have 2 litters of babies again, hopefully. Cross fingers.
Right.
But yeah, that's going to make my life so much better. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Huzzah. Other updates. The garden. I was raking out all the leaves in the walkways this morning, so it's like tidier than it's been in a while. But it's been doing okay. These lettuces went in really late. These are like leftovers from my mom. But the kale is all doing really good. Kohlrabi and collards are back there. A lot of the alyssum carried over from summer, but these are cauliflowers. I haven't really successfully grown a broccoli or a cauliflower yet. And those are all like random things that my mom had left over from her seed starting venture. So those went in like really late, so they're still really small. So they may not do much, but we'll see. Because I'm already waiting on planting my peppers in the spring, I want to wait a little longer, let the weather get a little bit warmer, so I can leave these in here and see if they do anything before I decide to put the peppers in. So we'll see. We'll see. But I do still have, work my way through all this alyssum. I do still have, this is a holy basil plant that is still alive. I mean, it doesn't look great, but it's alive. And tangled up in it is a jalapeno. This is a lemon spice jalapeno, and it's still got some really nice fruit all over it. They're not really ripening because the weather has been so cold, but we can just come out on an as-needed basis and pick them, and it's been great. The pumpkin spice jalapeno is also still alive in the container over here. There's not very many fruits on it left. And those are actually, interestingly, turning really dark colored before they're ripening. So I think that's probably just cold damage. But they're still doing okay, and they taste good, so I'm leaving them until they die. But yeah, the patio garden's been doing good. These are all bok choys back here that we've been kind of picking on an as-needed basis. The strawberries. Interestingly, this is a June bearer strawberry, and it has been pumping out strawberries for us throughout the winter. And these have been the sweetest, most amazing strawberries I've ever had in my entire life. They are not like coloring up all the way. You can see this one, it's got a lot of white on it, but I think that's a temperature. Oh, this one's spoiled. But this was probably fully ripe and ready to eat, but now it's got kind of a mold spot on it. So I think I can pretty much just say, too bad, so sad. But nice, good-sized strawberries coming out. But living in the zone that I do here in Central California, it's time for me to start seeds. It's January 2nd, and I'm actually technically late on starting peppers and tomatoes, but I decided to just go ahead and hold off. I have such a long growing season, it's kind of forgiving anyway, and it was crazy busy with the holidays. That's just how it is. And so But my project actually tonight is that I have to nail my family down and tell them, hey, we need to pick what varieties we're growing this year. So we're gonna have like a family meeting tonight, and I'll be starting tomatoes and peppers like tonight. Crazy, I can't believe it's already that time. One thing of note when it comes to starting peppers and tomatoes is that general rule of thumb is 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost date. Okay. Here's the thing about that. I put my peppers in right after our last frost date, which is beginning of February for us. And they didn't die. But because it was just barely above freezing, it was too cold and they ended up being dwarfed. So the plants were really small for a really long time. They kind of started taking off again in the late summer, but what I want to do this time is wait longer. My mother had the same pepper plants that I started. Like, I started all these pepper plants at the same time, and I gave her some extras that I had, but she didn't have time to get to them until later. Like, a few weeks later, I'm going to say. Maybe even a month later. And when they finally went in, they grew, they produced, they did really well for her. So it really does matter. Like, it's not just about your last frost day, because peppers like warmer temperatures. So if you can get it to be a little warmer at night, even then just barely not freezing, I think it's going to be a better year for peppers for us, because I'm planning to wait. And it's hard because waiting is not my strong suit, but I'm going to do it, and I'm expecting a much better pepper crop this year. Hey, you.
Hi.
So another update today is that Mr. Caleb, what's your update? You lost your tooth today. Dude, look at the size of that hole. My goodness. Dude, you are awesome. So, big day, huh?
Mm-hmm.
My little baby's losing his front teeth.
And I'm getting adult teeth.
Yep, that's right. You're getting adult teeth. Stop it.
I can't.
Stop it.
I can't.
Stop it.
I can't.
What about, are you excited this year for the garden?
Yep.
Yep. We've already been talking about what he's going to grow. What are you going to grow, sir?
Beans.
Beans. He wants to grow beans. Garden looks nice though, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Shasta. Hi, love. So Shasta had a big week too, because New Year's Eve is her birthday. She was a rescue dog who was born on New Year's Eve. Her mother was rescued, so she was pregnant with Shasta at the time and gave birth on New Year's Eve. And Shasta's birthday just passed, and she just turned 11 years old. Oh la la. You got your antler. You're happy. But she's doing really good. She's healthy. I mean, she's slowed down a little bit, obviously, since she was in her prime. But she's in good physical shape, good health. And she's good attitude, too. So we love her, and hoping that we get to see quite a few more years with her. Thanks for joining me on our little update here about everything that's going on in this brand new year, 2021. We've got some big plans. I've been working out the spring garden plan, spring-summer garden plan. Gonna get some seeds started and try and get some more content out for you guys. We're gonna figure out what we're doing with all this garden space. And we've got our rabbits and our goats and everything that's happening, so we're really looking forward to 2021. We're really hoping that everything that's going on with all the whole COVID situation kind of just gets resolved, and that life can return to normal for a lot of people. But honestly, we have really enjoyed being as self-sustaining as we are. We're getting food from our own yard, and we're enjoying really teaching other people about it, and we're really enjoying teaching our kids about it, which is the big one. Because teaching our kids these skills on how to grow their own food, how to produce their own meat, all these things that we're teaching them is just going to be invaluable to them in future years, honestly, if there's going to be another situation like COVID-19, then they'll be equipped to be able to be a little bit more self-sustaining and a little bit more self-reliant. So, as always, this is your urban nerd with a goat herd telling you that you can grow
Where you're planted.
where you're planted.